What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the SmoovePlayz podcast. We touched on our Friday night and our Thursday night matchups in our last two videos, so you haven't seen those, make sure you check those out where me and Dean talked about our predictions were in that game and those two games. But we're back here, Sunday, week one, first official NFL Sunday of the year. How are we feeling, Dean?
Yes, sir. Is there any other word to use than just excited? It's this is like the one of the best days of the year. Opening Sunday in the NFL.
It's like it feels like Christmas morning, man. Like I'm like going to bed last night. I know we had college football to hold us over, but going to bed last night, I like felt like I just couldn't go to sleep because I was waiting to get up and get ready for this NFL Sunday.
This is at our age. This is Christmas now. Sunday NFL opening Sunday.
All right. Well, we got a good one for you. We first before we dive into the games for this Sunday slate, we want to talk about some of the main storylines coming into this one. And leading it off, we kind of touched on it in our first video of the year on our Thursday night game, where we talked about Micah Parsons getting traded, and we're gonna continue down that road because, like I said in that video, probably the biggest headline of the year coming into the season, and he is playing against the Detroit Lions today for his new squad, the Green Bay Packers. Dean, I mean, what does this Micah Parsons trade mean for the Green Bay Packers, in your opinion?
I mean, in my opinion, I think in my opinion, it means kind of what the Packers believe. I think the Packers believe that this trade kind of puts them all in, right, for a Super Bowl run. And I still have questions about the back end of their defense, but I think it's no question when you trade for a guy of Micah Parsons' caliber, that can definitely put you over the hump.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think that if you anytime that you're trading for a guy like Micah Parsons, I'm in giving up assets and future assets, like as an organization, you have to have that belief that you are 100% like you 100% believe that this is like a year that you're ready to make a run. Like you're not going out there and trading future assets and trading for a guy like Micah Parsons to basically wait 3, 4 years and then until you're ready to win a Super Bowl. So I think the Packers truly believe that they're ready to win a Super Bowl this year, and we'll see if they can get it done. They got a tough matchup, and they're in what I would consider actually a pretty tough division in the
Yeah.
NFC North, arguably one of, if not the toughest divisions in football.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
And then continuing with the trend of, new faces and new places, we got actually a pretty big one down in MetLife with the Jets and the Steelers. We got your Steelers, your former quarterback Justin Fields, swapping places with now your current quarterback Aaron Rodgers, who they swapped teams this offseason.
Yeah, it should be interesting to see how that one turns out. This is, I believe, the first time in NFL history QBs have swapped teams and played in week one. So there's that for you. And it's also, of course, Rodgers' same place that he tore his Achilles 2 years ago on the same field. He just can't get away from MetLife.
I'd be careful bringing that up.
You just gotta bring up the elephant in the room, you know?
All right. Well, as a Steelers fan, I mean, what do you think Aaron Rodgers being the Steelers quarterback this year? What does that mean for the city of Pittsburgh?
I mean, obviously he's not at the same part of his career that he was, 5, 6 years ago. But the Steelers have not had I'm not saying good, a competent offense in a while. Last year they took a step up with Russell Wilson, but the Kenny Pickett, Trubisky, Duck Hodges, all those guys that they've had, and Mike Tomlin still made that team, a 9-8 team. I think if Aaron Rodgers could just go be him and not even do anything crazy, just don't turn the ball over, the Steelers could really, win 11 plus games this year.
Yeah, I think that Aaron Rodgers 100%. He's not the same Aaron Rodgers that we've seen, but I mean, we also haven't really seen him out like when he was in Green Bay, he was, still pretty good like at the top of his game and one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and that's why when he went to the Jets, it was such a big deal. And the Jets
Mhm.
notoriously have just been kind of, you know, a fire pit for quarterbacks. And so who knows? Maybe him getting out of the Jets organization, getting into a place like Pittsburgh with Mike Tomlin, maybe that can reignite something and he can get back to being like one of those top quarterbacks despite, him being an older quarterback. But looking at the Jets, I mean Justin Fields, I think that I actually really liked this trade, or not this trade, but I really liked Justin Fields going to the Jets. I thought it was really good for the Jets and, really good for Garrett Wilson. I think having Justin Fields and Garrett Wilson, they were teammates at Ohio State, them being on the field together, I mean, there's already trust there. I think for a guy like Garrett Wilson, there's potential really for him to solidify himself and put him into that upper echelon of elite wide receivers in the NFL.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Do you think that this New York Jets offense with a guy like Justin Fields is going to be able to push the ball downfield the way they want to?
So with a guy like Justin Fields, because he is such a runner, he's more definitely a running quarterback. But he has the arm to do it. I do expect that with Justin Fields and Breece Hall in the backfield, I mean those are two pretty explosive guys. I think that I haven't seen a whole lot as far as what their offense is going to look like with Justin Fields at the helm. Um, I think you got to try and make the defenses key in on people like Brees Hall. Be ready for the Justin Fields run, and then also mixing it in, just getting the ball out to your wide receivers like Garrett Wilson, and just let them make plays, give them opportunities. Those deep one-on-one shots, if you got them, you got to take them. I think that's going to be the key for this Jets offense to kind of flourish. But also who knows? This is the New York Jets we're talking about. All right. They do have Aaron Glenn, who came from Detroit, his first season as head coach. You never know. All right. It could be a match made in heaven, and it could just be the same old Jets that we've come to know the last, I don't even know how many years.
Yeah, I mean, countless. Countless is the answer to that. But I agree with you there.
And then lastly, we have a lot of new faces into the league that we got to talk about because there's some big names and some of the more I think anticipated debuts, like more mostly anticipated debuts that we've had in a while between guys like Cam Ward, number one overall pick for the Tennessee Titans. We got Travis Hunter, who if I was, I'm not saying he's going to be this good, but if I had to compare him to another athlete, I mean it's like a Shohei Ohtani kind of situation where he's just doing stuff that we've never seen before. He's playing both, like, he is going
Yeah.
to be playing both sides of the football regularly from what we've heard from Liam Cohen. And then we also got guys like Ashton Genty, who's going to be for the Raiders. And then we got Abdul Carter, who is joining a loaded defensive line down there for the New York Giants.
Yeah, I mean, a bunch of rookies who have gotten a lot of just hype around them. And I mean, like you said, a guy who's coming into the league doing something we've never seen, and just other high overall picks. It's just that time of year. And I can't wait to see these guys make their debuts. Who are you most excited to see?
I mean, I feel like I have to be the most excited to see Travis Hunter just because, like I said, it's something we've never seen before, and I'm not even necessarily excited because I think he's gonna be, like this amazing, greatest of all time type of player. I just am excited to see something new and see how, the Jacksonville Jaguars use him because we really haven't seen what that looks like in a full game. So that's what I'm most excited to see.
Okay, I think I'm right there with you, but I'm also excited to see. I mean, why not? Let's go see Cam Ward go into Denver and see if this Titans offense, see how they can be with Cam Ward. Because I was high on Cam Ward. I thought he was great at Washington State. He kind of blew up at Miami, um, but I am excited to see him against what probably a top five unit in the NFL,
Yeah,
the
I
Denver
mean,
defense.
I definitely would put Denver in that top five defensive department. And, Mile High, not an easy place to play. Who knows? Um, But yeah, that Tennessee offense we talked about a lot last year, and they needed something, and Cam Ward, they think is the answer. So only time will tell. It's an exciting year. I think I'm ready to start talking about these games.
Let's do it, my friend. Let's do it.
All right. So kicking us off on our Sunday slate, 1 o'clock games. We're getting it started here. We got the Arizona Cardinals and the New Orleans Saints. Dean, the line has actually shifted down to a 5.5 point spread in favor of the Cardinals. What do you think about this one?
I think looking at this matchup, I mean, the Saints have had a lot of success week one. I actually think they've won their last like six or something. I saw something the other day, and they're starting off at home here. But I think this, in my opinion, these two teams are it's just the Cardinals just outmatched the Saints. And I don't know if I'll be picking the Saints a lot this year, to be honest. Um, I don't, I just think the Cardinals are going to have a solid year. People are, sleeping on this team a little bit. And everyone's talking about the Niners. Everyone's talking about Seattle. No one's talking about what's going on in Arizona. They're going to get the Spencer Rattler. They're going to, I think the Cardinals win this game. I think they cover the 5.5 too.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you. I'm not gonna be taking the Saints a whole lot this year. Sorry, Dad. I know my dad's a Saints fan, but I'm not gonna be rocking with them. I'm rocking my LSU shirt, not rocking with the state of Louisiana in the NFL though. All right, the Arizona Cardinals are the better team. They should win this game. The Saints are in a rebuild. They're in a rebuild year, and everybody knows it. They're tanking for Arch, but I mean, hey, from what we've seen from Arch, he might not end up being the number one overall pick. Who knows? But that's a story for another day. I'm taking the Cardinals in this one. They're the better team. They should win this one, and they should win this one by at least a touchdown.
Yes.
Moving on, we do have the Miami Dolphins going in to Indianapolis playing the Colts. I mean, I gotta be taking the Colts, even though there's been a lot of turmoil on that offensive side of the ball and the quarterback room trying to figure out who's going to be the guy. Anthony Richardson dealt with a little bit of an injury problem in the preseason. Danny Dimes is getting the call. New quarterback in Indianapolis. I think I'm leaning towards the Indianapolis winning this one.
Honestly, I agree with you. I think people are overreacting to the Daniel Jones move, being the starter. He's played playoff football. Anthony Richardson was a project when the Colts drafted him. They just didn't have a plan for him, so they just threw him in, and look what's happened. So now you got Daniel Jones, a vet, at home against the Miami team, who I just don't like on the road, to be quite honest with you. But here's the one thing that scares me about this game. I am going to pick the Colts, but the Colts have lost 11 straight week one games. They have started out 0-1, 11 straight seasons.
So you're telling me they're due.
I guess so. And I do like them in this spot. So I think I'm going to go with the Colts, but 11 straight week ones?
That is not winning football. That is how you not make the playoffs.
Yeah,
you cannot win the division or make it to the playoffs in September, but you can definitely lose it.
that's facts. That is facts.
Keeping it going though, we do have the guy that we just talked about, Ashton Genty, making his NFL debut for the Raiders, playing against the New England Patriots in Foxborough. Dean, I mean, this is a 3 point game. This is looking like a 3 point game. I mean, who are you picking?
So I think my pick for the game is Raiders plus 2.5. I think the Raiders are going to win this game, and I'm going to go with the experience of the quarterback position is the reason I believe that. I think Geno Smith and Pete Carroll are going to have a good thing going on, and I do think the Patriots are a very talented team. They've made a lot of additions to their defense. We know Mike Vrabel. I think they're going to be a tough team to beat, and I think the Raiders are going to win a very close game here in New England to open up the year.
Yeah, I hear you, but I gotta go the other way. I think that this is gonna be the Patriots' year. I'm not saying that they're in a tough spot to win the division. They're in the same division as the Buffalo Bills. I think the Bills are definitely the favorite to win that division for a good reason. But I got the Patriots starting out the year 1-0 against New England. I mean, look, I wish Ashton Genty all the best, but I think Ashton Genty struggles early in the year to get going. And yeah, I gotta believe that the Patriots are ready to win right now. They, like you said, they made a lot of new additions and added Mike Vrabel to help out on the defensive side of the ball. Drake May looks like he's going to be a franchise quarterback. I'm rocking with the Patriots in this one to cover 3 points against Las Vegas.
Okay, I think just one more note. The biggest thing for me is just Christian Gonzalez being out today. I think that's a big blow to their cornerback room.
Moving on, we do have your Pittsburgh Steelers going into MetLife, which we talked about earlier. Aaron Rodgers versus Justin Fields. What do we think?
I mean, I'm taking the Steelers to win, and I'm taking them to cover. Speaking of week one, tough teams to beat week one, I feel like the Steelers are always ready to go week one. And first game, Aaron Glenn, new team like we talked about, and also the Steelers defense. I know Derek Harmon, their rookie, isn't playing today, but I think this can be one of the best units in the NFL. I'm very excited to see them on the field today against this Jets team.
Yeah, I agree. I'm right there. I'm very excited to see what this Pittsburgh Steelers defense looks like. I think that they do have a lot of potential. Adding Jalen Ramsey, that's another big guy that we didn't talk about earlier, but you know, I believe in the Steelers team and the Steelers defense. If they're going to be as successful as they want to, it's going to be a big part because of how good they are on the defensive side of the ball. And then, like you said, Aaron Glenn, first game as a head coach. I don't believe in the Jets. The Jets are gonna jet, baby. And so that's why I'm gonna be taking the Steelers and taking the Steelers to cover the points as well. Moving on, we do have another division. We have a divisional matchup between the Giants and the Commanders. Jaden Daniels, year two, and then the New York Giants. They got Russell Wilson, man in the quarterback spot, and Washington's favored by a touchdown in this one. But I think the Giants can cover this one.
I was just gonna say it's a divisional game. It's too many points. I think I'd take the Giants to win, but I'd definitely take. I mean, the Commanders are the better team, so I'd probably take the Commanders to win the game. But I think the Giants can cover the 6.5.
I think they can cover too, but I also think that they can win it outright. And so now I'm gonna use my dog of the week. I'm taking my boys, the Big Blue Giants, to take down Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders. And look, I know I'm an LSU fan, but I mean Jaden Daniels, sophomore slump season.
It could happen. We've seen it happen before. I do think the Giants. We talked about the depth of their D line too. Their D line could definitely get off after Jaden Daniels here. I'm just interested to see how that offense is going to look. I guess Russell Wilson. They need to just say Russell Wilson, throw it to Malik Neighbors, and they'll probably be okay.
Yeah, I think that their offense can be productive with Russell Wilson in there, and I'm excited to see what this Giants team does. I can't believe I'm saying that in 2025, but I do think the Giants have the potential to shock a lot of people this season, and that's gonna move us into the Carolina Panthers and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Carolina and Jacksonville. I think this is where I go with my dog of the week. And I'm taking Carolina to win this game. I think I also like the over in the game, but I just think Dave Canales is building something special there, at least on the offensive side of the ball. This we saw what this team can do offensively. What the last 7 weeks of last season, Bryce Young looked a lot better. I think he just needs to take that next step, and not even a massive step. He looked really good last year at the end of the year. They got Tet McMillan down there, Tet versus Travis Hunter in their first game, and I like Carolina.
I mean, yeah, I like Carolina. I mean, they're in my division, so I can't like them too much, but I respect that what Carolina's got going on. The second half of the year last year, they really woke up with Bryce Young at the quarterback spot. I think Bryce Young, if he can carry that, he's poised to make a big year. They added Tet McMillan, who they expect to be a big weapon for them offensively, but I have to lean towards Jacksonville in this matchup, even though, Liam Cohen, first year head coach. I think he starts off his NFL head coaching career 1-0 because this Jacksonville team has so much. I feel like they're out to prove something because they are loaded with talent, top to bottom, offense, defense. They got so much first round talent, and they gotta go out there and show what they can do. So I think that Jacksonville, they're going to be hungry to prove that they are as good as they think they are, and they start the year off 1-0.
Okay, they are very talented in Jacksonville. I agree with you there.
And then moving along, we got a divisional game here between the Bengals and the Browns. And Dean, last year, Bengals, I mean, anybody that was in a survivor pool was taking the Bengals to beat the Patriots last year. Everybody thought that was a slam dunk, can't miss lock of the week, and the Bengals sold. Are they going to fumble against the Browns here in week 1?
I don't know if they're gonna fumble, but Cleveland, especially in an AFC North matchup, is not an easy place to play. For some reason, when you play in Cleveland, weird stuff happens. Um, but I just don't know how the Browns are gonna look with Joe Flacco at this age. And I know I'm fine with the Steelers with Aaron Rodgers, but I don't know. I'm shaky on Joe Flacco. I know that Bengals defense is really bad, but I honestly don't know. I got to hear what you have to say before I make a pick here.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the Bengals and Browns, their divisional game, they're going to play hard. But if I look at it, the Bengals defense is so bad. I I just believe that Joe Burrow is going to be able to put up more points and, just outscore basically at that point what the Browns can do. Like you said, Joe Flacco, a little bit older. 5.5 points, I think, is a scary spot. And if I had to lean one way, I'd probably just, if I had to pick one pick, I would take the Bengals just to win the game.
Yeah, I think the Bengals just to win is probably the play.
And then skipping on down to Atlanta, we got the Tampa Bay Bucks going into Atlanta, and I'm just gonna come out. The Bucks are riddled with injuries to start the year. I mean, the Chris Godwin's gonna be out, Jalen McMillan. So two of their top guys they expect to produce on the offensive side of the ball out. Tristan Wirfs is out. And Vita Vea was listed as questionable, but he did practice on Friday, so I do expect Vita Vea to play. A lot of injuries, and then for Atlanta, you know, Penix, there's a lot of hype about Penix this year, but he didn't play a single preseason game. I mean, it's this is a tough spot for me because I think Atlanta has a lot that they're trying to prove and prove that they want to come out and prove that they're going to be contenders this year. Tampa is favored by 1.5, so basically a pick 'em game, and I can't believe I'm starting the year off fading my team. I think Atlanta is going to have what it takes to win this game.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think that's just a bet. I think the Bucks have the better team. They have probably the better coach, but they just definitely not the better coach, actually. I probably like Raheem Morris, but just the Bucks have the better team, but I think this is a good spot for Atlanta in week 1 with all the injuries, like you said.
Yeah, I think this one is going to come down to health, but yeah, fading the Bucks to start the year, not a good feeling, but we got to do it. I hope they prove me wrong. Moving on, we got the 49ers and the Seahawks, another divisional game, and this one's in Seattle. The Niners, Christian McCaffrey is listed as a game time decision. So a lot of this is going to depend on whether or not he plays or not. I know fantasy managers are hating that this is a late window game because he's a game time decision. Um, I mean, I look at the Niners. Look, the Niners were abysmal last year, riddled with injuries, and look, this is a team that was in the Super Bowl literally a few years ago, and I think that the Niners haven't lost a lot of that core, and they're going to be looking to bounce back this year. And I got them starting off 1-0. I got the Niners taking down the Seahawks.
While I do agree with you, they have that core back. They have Brock Purdy. I'm worried about, first of all, their weapons around Brock Purdy with Ayuk being out, the stuff that's been going on with Juwan Jennings. McCaffrey's questionable. I just like this spot better for Seattle at home. I think Seattle is my pick in this game.
All right. Moving on, we got the Titans and the Broncos, and we talked about it. Cam Ward facing off against a top three team in Mile High. All the adversity, everything's pointing to Denver, and that's why Denver is my lock of the week. Denver's winning this game.
Yeah, Denver's definitely winning this game. It's just a bad spot. Denver, week 1, getting used to the altitude, first NFL game. Calvin Ridley's questionable. Yeah, Denver all the way. Got to take Denver.
All right, and then we talked about this one briefly. We got the Lions and the Packers, a divisional game. And Lambeau Field, tough place to play. Jared Goff last season did not play well in outdoor stadiums. Does that trend continue?
I don't think that trend continues in this game. I think Jared Goff's going to play well against that. I don't believe in the Packers back end of their defense, and I think Amon-Ra and J-Mo and Laporta can definitely get to those guys. I actually like the Lions going on the road here. Everyone's hyped about the Packers. We got Micah Parsons, all this news. I think the Lions go in there and win in Green Bay.
I think that the Lions definitely are, an interesting play here. Micah Parsons is going to play, but I did see that he is going to be limited in his action because he's still getting acclimated to the defense and learning the system. I think everybody's going to be on Green Bay, and Vegas knows this, and that's why I'm right. I think that Detroit is going to go into Green Bay and get a win on the road.
I love that we're on the same page there.
And then we're almost done. We have the Texans and the Rams. What do you think? I mean, this one is tricky because the Texans are looking to bounce back and the Rams are trying to prove that they still, have the juice.
Yeah, I do think they still have the juice, especially with some additions they made. I like their young front seven in LA, but I just think in this game, I don't know though, because it's Houston flying across country. I don't like that spot. I think I got to take the Rams.
All right. I mean, yeah, Texans flying across country, those time zones always play a factor. Um, but I think the Texans, man. I think the Texans with D'Amico Ryan's year two head coach. I think that this team is going to be inspired, and um, I think that the age is going to show a little bit for a lot of this Rams roster, and so I want to lean more toward when I say age, I'm talking about like Matthew Stafford and Devontae Adams. I think that they are kind of a little bit going to be on the wrong side of their prime, to be honest. And so I think the Texans, CJ Stroud is looking to bounce back after a pretty disappointing year last year. And so I think I got to rock with the Texans to win this one.
Okay.
All right, and then to wrap this one up, we have our Sunday night matchup, which we're gonna make you wait and we're gonna make you tune in to the next one where we're gonna dedicate a video all to itself to these primetime games. We're gonna be trying to do this year round, set these primetime games aside and give them their own video to really just, emphasize the primetime feel. So stay tuned for that one. It's gonna be dropping later today. And those are our picks for week one. And I mean, we're only a couple hours away from kickoff, Dean.
I know, man. It's just like we said earlier, it's Christmas morning. I can't wait. 1 o'clock on a first NFL Sunday. It should be so fun to watch today.
I agree. It should be fun, but we appreciate y'all tuning in. If you enjoyed the video, let us know down in the comments by and leave a like to let us know that you enjoyed it. And if you're not subscribed and you are looking forward to seeing more and hearing more about what we have to say about the NFL this season, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're going to be pushing videos out weekly, and man, it is time, Dean. We in the words of the great Bruce Buffer, it is time, baby.
It is time, my friend. Thank y'all for watching, and let's get ready for this NFL action today, man.
Yes, sir. Like he said, thank y'all for watching. Appreciate y'all. Till next one, we're signing off. Peace.
Peace.